And let me angle my camera here. If you take your piece of white paper, and I'm holding it the long way, we're going to fold it in half. So I'm going to take this edge and I'm going to wrap it around to the front part, and I'm going to match it up. Take your time. I'd rather everybody take their time, to get it as accurate as possible. So it's matched up, it's lined up, and then I'm just going to press and go down, and then I'll use my fingernail to create that fold and a nice crease. And as I'm doing this, if at any time, like if I'm going too fast or whatever, just let me know. Okay. All right, so once we have that fold, this is going to be your card. So this I'm actually going to put over to the side. We don't need that just yet. But what we do need is you should have your template. When you have the template, so there's the big heart with the dotted lines, the key, and the smaller heart. We're going to cut those out. And then you have this other part at the bottom. Don't cut that. So, you could cut this off, and then cut these out. So when, follow the solid line, do not cut the dotted lines. So when you have it cut out, your heart should look like that. Then you should have that one, and you should have the key one. So take your time with that. Try to stay as close to the line, on the line, and take your time. Of course, mine are already cut out. It's like I'm kind of, I'll twiddle my thumbs and wait. Again, if I go too fast through any of the steps, please let me know. I've done this as a more pop-up of gingerbread house for December. And I kept thinking like, maybe I wish I had like Christmas music to play, while people are cutting, but then there's too much noise or whatever. So I'm thinking like, I wish I had like, I don't know, what would Valentine music be?
You can sing for us.
I know you don't want that. I guess just regular love songs on the radio.
So for those of you that like to read, hopefully all of you, in the teen room, set up a blind date with a book for the month of February. So there are 14 books in there that are wrapped up. So you can't see what the title is. And there is a user profile, so you have like a key, so you can look at the number of the book and you can see what the characteristics are in that book. So see if it's a match for you. So you're welcome to come in if you're nearby and take your chances and pick a book and try it out. The barcode is exposed, so you just check it out at the circulation desk, and then you can unwrap it at home.
That's a lot of chance, though.
It's a chance, yeah. But there's a user profile, so you get an idea. So if you have a certain genre that you like, there are little clues as to what the book might include. Yeah.
Oops. So again, the other bottom one that has the markings that say glue, do not cut that. So that we're going to use for later.
Melissa, are you already done? Are you a quick cutter?
She's done.
Oh,
We're trying to speed up here.
Mom, I work with toddlers for 12 years. If you don't do it quick, you don't get anything done. Short attention spans.
I like cutting. I find it very soothing.
Until you mess up.
Until you mess up. Yeah, true.
It becomes stressful. I can continue to trim my edges, Chris.
while we're, like, there's going to be, a lot of cutting and this and that. But while we're doing, if people are still cutting, I'm definitely going to keep talking and stuff, because I'm bored. So, but like some of the ideas of things that you could do, I will show us. I have some finished examples and I have some other things as well. So I'll definitely go through some of those in a little bit. But when I think about the Valentine, everybody always does hearts, things like that. But very rarely do I get people that candy, boxes of candy. You could do roses, different types of flowers. You could do bouquets. So there's a lot of possibility. So just just to think about what can be done. So I cut out one of my little heart. I'm gonna make a little thing of candy here, like a little box, the Russell Stover candy or whatever. I don't know. So I'm gonna make like a little package that's gonna be on there. Okay. So I'll give everybody a little bit longer, and then we'll go on to the next step. Okay. All right. So are we all ready? I don't think so.
That's okay. You can keep talking, and we've only got a little bit more to cut, so I'm gonna.
Okay, so no, let's do our cutting. Jess, are you ready? You can just give the thumbs up. Nope. Okay, keep cutting. I don't want to rush anybody. So, we have an hour and 15 minutes. No rush.
Well, that goes past my bedtime. Longer, cut quicker.
I know.
So, and if we have if you do find that you have a little extra time while, some people are still cutting or this or that, you can go online and, Google like Valentine image, Valentine objects, hearts, see what, and then you can come up with ideas for inspiration. So if people are still cutting, I guess I could just show a couple of the things that I did. So I cut out, one of the other hearts, and then, I used a guideline. I don't know, you can't really see it here, but I just used my ruler and I traced my ruler to create guidelines. So that way I wrote my eye, and then I did the same thing. And I drew it in pencil first, and then I went over in a fine-tipped Sharpie, and then I put this in the middle. So, and then I have you could see it's guidelines there. Okay, so here's another one that I did. So I cut up part of it. So we get, the edge of the heart that creates the hole. And then when I open it up, these are all done in paper. So
That's fancy.
I like that one.
I have some other examples, like this one I did in with a colored pencil. So it's a hot air balloon.
Oh.
It's the two little characters in there. So, you know, if you,
So you took the heart and you folded it up?
yeah. So here's what I'm gonna turn the heart into a little like balloon. Again, those two characters.
Neat.
It can be utilizing a lot of the paper to cut out. Like this one, I traced the template. So I made many hearts. And then I picked up these little paper cutters that cut out little hearts. And so that's what I have here. And then the inside, so there's my keys. There's just a couple other, here's another one.
Oh.
So, but interesting, like if you see the mouth, even though it's in the middle, it's only glued down on one half. Like it's not glued down over here.
Oh, right.
So that way when it closes, it doesn't bend. This one I never finished. Here's another one where I used the edge part and then the interior. Made a face. Let's go over. I think I have I think that's it. I thought I had more, but all right. Okay, so I think everyone's done cutting. So now we're ready for the next step. Okay, so the next step, I'm going to angle my camera. I'm going to take my template, and you decide if you want pink or if you want to use your red, you know, whichever one that you want your heart to be. And you're going to take, you see how I have my template? I put it right smack in the middle. Not a good idea. What would be better is if I take it and I put it as far to the edge as possible. So that way I have all of this to work with, because then I can place this here and I can place, watch what I do with my key. I'm not going to actually put the whole key here. I'm only going to put this part and trace that. Because what I can do is I can take the red heart and I can put it on and I can create my key that way. If you want it to be all one color, yeah, go ahead, do it. But you see how I did like with this. It's just, you know, a little bit where the heart begins, just a little bit. And then I take a heart and I glue it on. So when I put these down, I'm going to take a tiny piece of tape and I'm going to tape this down. And then I'll trace it, trace the whole thing. I trace this one, trace this guy. And then before you don't take this off, the template has to stay on. I'm going to take my ruler and my paper clip. And I match the ruler up with the dotted line. And with the paper clip, I'm going to press really hard all the way up and down to create an indentation. So on the template and on the piece of paper underneath. And I'm going to do that on all three parts, you know, all three dotted lines, really hard. So again, the tape is there so that way it doesn't move around. And then after it's traced, after I do that, then I can take it off. Okay? Now you might want your heart to be red, and you might want a couple of the smaller hearts that are pink. So you can do that, mix it up. You know, you don't have to use just red for the first card. And I don't know if everybody's done tracing, but once you're done tracing, then you can cut it out.
How did you do the indent down the middle of the heart again on the dotted line?
Okay, so once it was on and I had my tape holding it in place, I
Mhm.
took my ruler and I lined it up with the dotted line. And then I took my paper clip and I just pressed really hard. Because you want to go through the template paper and you want to get the other paper scored. And then do the same with the other two dots, dotted lines.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. And then once you do cut it out, if you have little bits of scrap, hold on to it because you can use that. You can cut it up into different shapes and things, and you can use those. So, now you can cut out the big heart. You can cut out some small heart. You can try to, you can make the key. You don't have to use the key. I actually did the key just like as an example one year, and all the kids loved it. So, all right, I'll just add that in and I'll make it into a template. here's I found two more that I did. So like you could see like with some of the scraps, I cut out different little shapes. So this one looks like it's an explosion or something, or like a floral, I don't know. And then I have this one where I cut out shapes to make it so this looks like a heart as well. And then I added some other pieces in here. So it's up to you. I tried to have a wide selection of possibilities here. Okay.
Chris Pines, you might have said this in the beginning, but are you an art teacher somewhere, or do you
Yes.
just enjoy
Yeah.
art?
I'm an artist. I teach art. I work. I teach college, and I work with children over the summer. And I've been doing a lot of these workshops lately.
Okay.
It's been a blast. Like I started doing them maybe 4 or 5 years ago, and I started with a zombie makeup, like, and then from there it's like it's a lot. I get to do what I love. It's fun. It's no complaints.
That's great.
So also, like, I used my template to make a big heart too. So you can do that if you're interested. So you can free draw your own hearts. Whatever you want. So you can see like this one fits right over.
Cut little tiny hearts.
Yep, there you go. It's like I'm gonna I have my background. I have a whole bunch of different backgrounds, so I can show you just some examples. I had a lot of fun like pulling them off. Little hearts, big hearts, circles, little glimmering shiny things. You could do like streamers. There's the office background, and there's Stanley.
Oh,
But here we got some other stuff. Just a couple things up top there. Okay.
Did you make your thing?
I found a friend.
All right. Who do we have there?
Cash.
Ash, hello. How are you?
Hi,
He's so cute.
he's doing. Look at him.
So big.
Hi.
Camera shy.
Hi. Oh, he looks so calm.
Well, he was sleeping until I went out into the living room. He was sitting with Jim.
Oh.
Right? Oh, he's done.
He's had enough.
I'm going back to sleep.
Okay, so are we almost done cutting?
Yes, I'm done.
All right. I got some thumbs up there. Okay. So I could show you just a couple quick examples. Well, once you have your heart cut out, because you have that indentation in the middle and on the sides, you should be able to fold it and get a really nice crisp bend, crease that's nice and sharp. And it's very satisfying. And then we'll get on the side hearts as well. So you should fold it in half, and then the side hearts you can make it so it looks like it's almost like hugging itself. So that's the way to fold it. So once you have that folded, you can take some of the other color and you can start to create other things onto your hearts. So here I actually use just a little bit of white. So you could use the white that's like the scrap paper. So I made it so it looks like it's shiny. So this one I turned into a little face. And it's just red for the eyes and the mouth. But watch what happens when I fold it in half. You see that the mouth is only on one half. The reason I did that is because I didn't want to put the mouth in the middle, because if I folded it, it would bend. You know, it's two pieces of paper. So I have it a little bit off center, so it's on one side. So, and the reason, so then, yeah, I have this one where I traced the template and I created, segments, this part and this part, and then, these, you play around with it. So this is the one where I cut a smaller heart in the middle and I glued it on. I don't know if you could see it too well, but there's a big, that crease in the middle, the bend, it didn't come out very good because when you fold it, it's a second piece of paper layered over it. It wrinkled. So that's why I did the mouth on the other one. I didn't fold the mouth. So this one as well. Again, the little shiny part. So it's up to you what you want to do. Like I think I want to make one where I do like a whole border. It's like a lacy kind of border. It's up to you. It's you do what you want. So yeah, so now we can start to decorate your heart. We can start to decorate your card. So what I'm going to ask you to do is I'm going to angle my screen. And when we have, am I going too fast? I don't want to go too fast. Like, I don't want to feel like they gotta be, like, oh, well, hold on, I gotta catch up. I don't want that. So, but yeah, so we're gonna be able to totally decorate whatever we want on these. But I have my folded card, and now I'm gonna take that other template, that other part where it says glue. And if I take, once again, I'm gonna take my pencil and not pencil, I'm gonna take my paper clip and my ruler, and on that dotted line, I'm gonna match it up and I'm gonna press. Once I'm done with that, I should be able to fold it and get a really nice crisp fold, right on the dotted line. Really? And now I can take my white card and I can decide, where do I want my heart? Like, do I want my heart to be low, medium, or high? So if you put it high, you can draw, you can do your guidelines, and you can do different fonts and write things. If you do it in the middle, you can get around the sides, and the top and the bottom. Or low, you can have something above, whatever you want to design. So that's what you have to decide. And then you're going to place this template inside, so that way the bent part matches the bent part of your card. I think this time I'm going to go with a low, because I always do. So I'm going to, make sure it fits in well. Now I'm going to I could tape it down if I want. Take my paper clip, and I'm going to press down on those lines, the solid line that looks kind of like a heart. This part's the tricky part, because it's a curved line. But we'll create an indentation, so that way we know exactly where we have to put the glue.
Oh, that's cool. So clever.
I think for me, like using the paper clip to on that curved edge is it's a pain.
Yeah.
But that's about it. That's the only part that's a real pain.
That didn't work.
So you got to press really hard, and you might not see it right away. Sometimes you have to match, look up the light and everything.
With my old eyes.
Yeah, I can make it out. And I'm just gonna go over it with a pencil very lightly, just so I know where my glue needs to go. And I drew it so lightly, I don't even know if you're gonna be able to see it on my screen. But that's where my glue will go. I'm not gonna glue them down yet. I'll leave my heart out because now I can decide where do I want to decorate, how do I want to decorate, you know, do I want, you know, I can position everything that I decide without gluing it down so I can get a feel for it.
That was a workout.
But definitely, like I definitely want to do something on the border. So what I'm going to do is, I'm cheating here. I got a hole puncher. So I actually have two different, I have one that has like a circular hole, and then I have another one that does little hearts. Oh, I cheated. Oh, I'm a cheater. So, so I'm going to punch out a whole bunch of holes, and then I can glue them around the edge, you know, for a border, like I don't know, like lacy, whatever. I just got to get a piece of white paper.
Or you can put a hole in the top of the key, like a keyhole.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. That's what a lot of kids do. A lot of people do that. And you could do that with the darker red as well. You can make it out of, but again, if it's a double piece of paper, you just got to be careful about when you fold it. Where's my white? There you go. So one thing that I also
You
did.
can gently peel the hearts that were on the bag that had the paper and stuff in it. You can reuse those little hearts that were on the bag. They're pretty decent hearts. And then I was cutting out a heart on the piece of paper too that had all the.
Here's one thing. I'm going to use a Sharpie just to, you should do it in pencil, but here's my heart template, and I just have a piece of white paper. You can, again, the scrap paper of the template paper, you can use that. But what I'm going to do is if you're interested, everybody check this out. So I'm going to trace half of the heart.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Everybody see, is that coming through? You can see that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So now I'm going to pull it in a little bit. So I can create this sliver that will just go on this edge of the heart. So if this were a red and I did it in pink, right, so I can get a different effect on there. Kind of like, let's see if I can pull one out. It could be something kind of like this. Or that's how I made this edge part here. But I'm getting my hole puncher. Here we go. So like I showed you, I did one where it was a hot air balloon, regular balloons. You can turn that heart into just a flower. You can make heart flowers. Box of candy. It's up to you. And you're not limited to just the templates that I have. You could do whatever you want. And if there's any examples that I showed you that, if you want me to show you again or whatever, just let me know. I can pop it back up. Or if you want to see my background, I got a couple different things going on there. Yeah, this is the quiet part where everybody's diligently working and cutting.
Let me see yours, Melissa. I know yours is really good. Oh, very nice.
Nice. And you can take as long as you want. Like I just spent that whole time just putting these little dots on the edge there, take as long as you need.
That took you like 3 seconds to do.
Oh,
I know, no fair.
And like I said, there's, you can have your heart can be red and you can have, pink on it. You can do the other way around. If you have other types of paper, I kind of like it. If I'm doing like the heart and paper, I like it to have a consistency. I kind of like them all being the heart card type of thing. But maybe you want, some markers in there. Maybe you want some other imagery or stuff. It's up to you. There's nothing wrong with going online and finding some examples as well. like another example, if you have different types of paper, like if you go to like Michael's, they have the all the paper for the scrapbooking. So if you could use paper that has like designs on it, so it doesn't have to be just a solid color for a heart. It could be plaid, it could be little images and whatever. I want to use maybe one of my backgrounds for inspiration. It's like you could, if you wanted, like what I did with my background, if you take your template and trace it, and then like you see how the hearts that are in my background, it's just a marker. So you can just, do that. What else do I have? Let's see. Again, so this one has the, Happy Valentine's Day, love, and all of that. So you could do different types of hearts, swirls. I did get a whole bunch of these with the candy, so you could have your little hearts, the candy that tastes like chalk or whatever. I don't know. So, marry me, love, I love you, all sorts of other little, what do we got? Hug me, be good, be true. So this one, it made it so it looks like, I was actually thinking about that, like getting like a little actual string and attaching a couple of the hearts so that way they move around. So here's little twirly type stuff.
That looks funny.
So, it's totally up to you.
So once we've done like some of our designs, do we then glue?
Like I started to glue a couple of them on. I like to hold off on the actual heart part until
till the very end.
Yeah, we could do it now. You could just put a little bit of glue in that section and then place it down. But if you're not done with this, it's easier if it's not glued down. If there's any more things you want to attach. So I made my little box of candy.
I love what you did around the edge. That's a really neat idea.
Yeah, just with a hole puncher. And they don't have to be circles. Like you can make little boxes, squares. You can make little rectangles. Whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think what I'm going to do for this is I'm going to turn these into flowers.
Mm-hmm. How's it going, Lamar?
I have a better idea.
Doing great.
That's a whole bunch.
This is a whole other side we haven't seen of each other.
This is,
I know. I don't know what you think of it. Here, want to see my card?
I do.
See, it actually pops up. I'm very impressed.
It
Oh, wow.
We're doing well over here. Oh, okay.
Put the paper clips on because to keep the hearts from moving until it dried.
Oh, you're good.
that's Melissa for you.
I try.
No, we are not.
Here.
Can you tell if her mouth looks like a heart or does that look scary?
The mouth looks like a heart. Yeah.
Oh.
It's like she's going, ooh. Uh-oh. What the heck do you mean?
So here I took a little bit of the pink and I made it into the stem. Well, I don't know if oh no. So I made it into a stem so that these hearts are now little flowers. And then I'll put this one on here. So I'm thinking if I did flowers here, I might as well as make a couple hearts and make that into a bouquet. Why not? That makes sense, right?
Oh.
Try to keep the theme going. So I'm going to take my red and I'll use that for like the bouquet handle, and then I'll do some other flowers. Of course, I got my little hole puncher, so because I'm cheating.
I don't think that's cheating. How can you make those little circles perfectly? You can't. Otherwise.
Go with this red, purple.
I think that's for.
This looks more like an ice cream cone. So
Oh, that's really cute.
I'm gonna go with
Much better.
Yeah, well, yeah, it looks more like a ice cream cone than a bouquet. But maybe if I put ribbon, like a little piece of ribbon, I
I like the ice cream cone.
don't know. See, it's strawberry. Yeah.
Oops.
So where will the cards be going after we're done with them and we bring them back?
If you, I could, drop them off at San Simeon, or I do have a list of people who are at home and I can just deliver them personally to them and just say they were made by. I can, as long as I have everyone's name, you can, if you want to say Happy Valentine's Day in there somewhere and put your name, that way, the seniors will know, who made the card, and I'll do that. And I might include a little something else. I don't know, cookies or something.
Oh, that's so nice.
So we
Yeah,
can just write like a generic Happy Valentine's Day, love, Melissa.
absolutely. That's
Okay.
perfect. Yeah, thank you. And if,
Yeah.
for the kids who are eligible, if you want, I will create, a certificate that gives you an hour of community service too, if you need that in any way. And I'll get that to you, at some point. When you drop it off, I can make them tomorrow, so,
Okay, that would be great.
yeah, and you can, I'll just leave it blank, you can write a name, so that'll work.
Thank
So
you.
speaking of like what you can write. So like again, I have my ruler and I can place it like on the top part, and I'm just going to take my pencil and very gently trace it. So it works as a very good size for font. It's probably very light. You probably can't see it, but it's there. And now I can use that, like Happy Valentine's Day. Think about like if you want Happy Valentine's Day, like you have to think about the number of letters and spacing. So like the happy would be short, unless I could put it on an angle like here, Happy Valentine's Day. So but work with a pencil very lightly, so that way when you position it on, you can always erase if you mess up, and then you can go back.
And also, if we have like extra construction paper and other stuff, like, can we just make other additional cards to
Yep.
have
Yeah,
you hand out?
I gave
Yeah.
everybody enough to make a second card.
Well, yeah, I have that. I'm just saying, like, because I have a bunch of stuff because I
yeah.
used to teach. So if I can just make some extra ones, this way we can give a couple of extra cards to whomever.
Yeah.
Oh,
You-
that's
you-
great, I love it.
You have the template, so you can make as many as you want.
Okay.
I find whenever I do this, I always focus so much time and attention on the inside of the card that I tend to, even most of my example pieces, I forget about the outside.
Yeah, I was just gonna ask that.
Yeah, so don't forget the outside. So that's why I have my little flower hearts. So that's why I decided, okay, you know what? I'm going to do the hearts as a bouquet. I probably shouldn't have cut a straight line. I probably should have cut a curve. I don't know. But anyway, but I tried to have that consistency, in the idea, the concept. And you can have something written on the top, on the side, whatever as well. But again, here's a couple of the cards that I did. Just to get an idea, be more creative than me. Let's pull that one out, put that one in. I feel like we went really fast today.
I can't believe it. It's 8 o'clock.
Yeah, it's only 8.
Oh,
Only 8. I thought it would usually takes a little longer.
8 o'clock is late in these parts.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, this is early for me. I got.
Are you a night owl?
Ever since the I always have been, but especially since the pandemic. So my schedule is off.
Oh, yeah.
2 o'clock is early for me now.
Oh my
You
God.
mean, oh, in the afternoon? Like,
No, 2 in the morning. Going to
2
bed
in the
at 2 in the
morning.
morning is
Ooh.
early. I try to go to bed earlier, and then I just sit there in bed. Like, oh God, I should be doing something.
Would never happen here.
I don't know what else I'm going to do, but.
But I'll admit, like since I've heard this on NPR as well. But since the pandemic started, like people, it affects your attention span. Like the being cooped up all the time, having that monotony.
Yes, and memory.
Having a structure. So
Yeah.
it's like, yeah. I used to read a book a week, and I'm having a hard time this year. Last
It's
year was
very, yes, I've been very challenged myself. I listen to books now because I can't, it's harder for me to read.
yeah.
Yep.
Like my goal was 52 last year, and I was like really far behind. So then I decided, all right, you know what? Graphic novels count. So
They do. Are you on Goodreads, Chris? I'll follow you.
I am, yeah.
Oh, I'll follow you.
It's not worth following this year.
It's all right. That's all right. I do a lot of yeah, definitely. I throw in a few graphic novels now and then if I want to make my.
Because
My
for me, it
goal.
was like I read last year in February, January. I read the Three Musketeers, The Man in the Iron Mask. And then the end. I was reading. I'm a big Walking Dead fan, so I was rereading the comics, and it comes in volumes of 6 issues. Count as one book. All right, I'm like,
Yes, I have
I'm cheating.
those. Yeah.
Oh,
I actually teach a college class on The Walking Dead. So
Oh, that's cool.
I'm really into it.
How does that work?
So it's a lot of fun. It's a freshman seminar class. So the classes, the teachers, the professors is allowed to choose the topic, and in the topic, there's just specific criteria that has to be taken care of. Analysis, research paper, critique, just certain things, certain ways of the academic kind of environment, acclimate them to college. So critical thinking, analysis, research. And the show I was always fascinated with because I saw it had so many layers to it in terms of like just the philosophical aspects, like the morality and ethics, like Stoicism and Marcus Aurelius, those art and literary references, and then the whole cowboy genre, but the whole zombie genre, and there's just so many layers. So nihilism and existentialism, and and then season 2. I don't know if anyone's watched the show. It parallels beautifully with Lord of the Flies. They must have used that as their template, because I have my students read Lord of the Flies, and we just go through season 2 and how it correlates. So like there's, I'm a nerd. I get so into it.
I think that's great. I never thought about it like that before.
Mhm.
So, and plus it's such a good topic. I bet the students really get into it. So they're
Yeah.
learning a lot, and they're learning how to be a critic too of other
Right.
media that they're consuming. They're looking at it in a different way. So,
Because I don't even own a TV. And I for years I would always tell my students, like, don't watch TV. TV, it's a waste. A lot of it is a waste of time. Oh, not all, but then like this is like the second golden age of TV. Like shows like Breaking Bad. Like once I watched it, I was hooked. Breaking Bad is just phenomenal. Like Walking Dead. Like there's what used to be the writers and everything that were going to Hollywood. Now they're going back to TV. So you get these amazing shows like these Sopranos. I don't know if I didn't see it, but the Game of Thrones. Everyone said the last season was awful though. But you get these amazing character arcs. You get these amazing stories, that are too complex for an hour and a half movie. But definitely it's not going to be an ongoing series that just ends when they run out of things to do and have a baby and there's an alien, like a sitcom kind of whatever. So there's real substance, and so yeah, it's an art form. It can be. There's a lot of garbage out there, but there's some amazing things out. Like what is it now? Everyone's talking about the Queen's Gambit.
Yeah, that was really good.
started watching that. Yeah, I'm
Which one?
The Queen's Gambit.
Very
I don't know.
good.
Like I just heard about it on NPR, and it sounds really interesting, like really fascinating, and it's like yeah, there's some amazing stuff, and then there's Storage Wars and all that, whatever. So,
Yeah, I'm going to do a little commercial because of Queen's Gambit. So the libraries, we have a resource called Brain Fuse or Help Now, and you can go on and you can get live tutors for all kinds of subjects. But it also now has help with chess, so you can learn to play chess, or you can learn more about chess, and so forth, right on this site with live tutors to help you. So it's kind of cool. Yeah. And no, the Queen's Gambit got everybody back into the game, and yeah.
It just reminded me how bad I was at it.
Oh my gosh, yeah. It's a very complex game.
Yeah.
I don't think I have the stamina for it, but I do like it.
I think I like movies about it,
Well, when we're back in the library again, I do have a chess club that I do for the tweens, for the younger kids, and it's very fun and very popular. They love it, and they all beat me. So if that tells you anything. So we lost Jess. You might have. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I'm gonna cut out. Get it?
Okay,
Cut
can I
out.
see your
Listen, yeah, thanks for joining us.
I got one. Here's one.
Ooh.
Oh,
So cute.
Yeah.
Oh,
Very nice.
And here's the other one I have. This one the other one I taped. This one I glued, so I'm kind of gonna wait and then
Right.
do a little bit. I'm just cutting out a whole bunch of hearts to put on the front of it.
Awesome. So you
And then
got
I'll
two
probably
done.
make
Look
some
at
more. I like doing this stuff. While I have all my paraphernalia out and a mess, I'll probably do some more.
Good.
And then we can drop them off at the library tomorrow.
Yeah, thank you, Melissa. That's great. And I will deliver them. Oh, those are really nice. I love them. Oh my gosh,
Nice.
look at
Oh, that's so
that.
cute.
Oh,
That's
look at your quiet
fantastic.
one.
And there's the pop-up. Oh,
how
so
cute.
clever. It's beautiful.
Love it.
Yeah.
Lamar, let me see yours.
Oh, boy. Well, I'm still working on where's mine? Wait, where's it go? Well, here's my middle. And then I'm working on, hold on, this is gonna be the front for this one. And
Oh,
then
cute.
I'm still
Yeah.
working on it. So
Okay.
I'm a little slow with the cutting. It's been a
That's
while.
fine.
It is hard. I
So-
haven't written anything on mine yet.
Oh, that's
So this is
Oh,
mine in the
Oh, I
middle.
like the top. That's pretty.
Yeah.
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 So I
Is
still have to
Alex
figure out
still
where I'm
with
gonna
us?
put the words.
Alex did a card, but he's taking a little bit of a break right now.
That's
Oh, that's
great.
nice.
That looks wonderful. Thank
Cool.
you.
He's gonna
All
finish
right.
it with us.
Oh, you guys,
Good
you guys
job.
work fast and well. Like,
Yeah,
that's
great job. Thank you.
I feel like once you
Thank you,
start
everyone.
talking, you just keep going.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Great. Well, thank you for this.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you.
It
Yeah.
was fun. Take
All
care, everybody.
right,
Thank
bye.
you. Good night,
Bye.
everyone. Thank you
Night,
so
everyone.
much.